welcome to our newest episode. It's your co-host, Rissy Ray.
Hey.
And yours truly, Kaninja. Today, Rissy and I are going to be talking about the situation with Brittany Spears.
Dun,
dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So more or less about what happened back in 2008 and what's going on now. It has been a hot topic for a lot of different social media and media platforms, in the news as well. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of different opinions about what's going on with her life. So we have Rissy here, our SME, our subject matter expert. She will correct me where I need to be corrected and give you guys the facts, and I will do my best to support her in every way possible. So she's not alone. So I guess with this, let's start with where it started. Rissy?
Oh, so back when it started, okay? So in 2008, okay, there's a lot of things you can remember about 2008. That was around about the same time where Brittany Spears, she just released album Circus, all eyes on me, like a circus. She had perfume lines. I think she had lingerie too, but Britney Spears was the it, and then all we know is okay, so what happened? Well, in 2008, that's where she just completely just mental health lost control, right? So a couple things happened. Okay, I don't know if you guys remembered when she shaved her head and we're like, huh? You remember that?
Yeah, it was iconic. That was everywhere when she did it.
And I hate to sound crazy. It's just that Britney Spears is she is the poster child of child actor stars or whatever. And it's the ones that go through a lot of stuff, they somehow always cut their hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like Demi Lovato. I love Demi Lovato. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they are required wear extensions, do the nice feminine look, whatever. Demi Lovato had long flowing hair. Mm-hmm. Cut it. Mm-hmm. Amanda Bynes. Cut it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what Brittany did, but she just hey, gotta cut it. So I remember that. Right. Mm-hmm. And I also remember when she was attacking paparazzi with the umbrella.
I didn't hear about that one.
You don't remember the picture? There's a picture. It's one of those things where you just can't forget. I know once you see it, it's there. You could literally just Google it right now. Well, you gotta put some words in it, but Britney Spears paparazzi umbrella. And yeah, that's pretty much that you think. And so around that time, you're okay, so obviously something's going on, right? Mm-hmm. So what makes it where you having these breakdowns, but where do we go from there where you shave your head and you attack? And mind you, now paparazzi is a lot better now than it was back then. Mm-hmm. A lot of paparazzi are now really understanding space. I mean, I'm not saying that they won't, but they won't push the limits. Right. But I think somebody who's famous people around paparazzi, some of them get PTSD from all the flashing.
Yep, or Caesars.
Right, because there's so much going, and so I was thinking so how do they? Not I mean, obviously I'm not famous. Yeah. So I don't.
Word.
It's when you hear them say hey, it's a lot on them, and so you're okay, so maybe how other famous people, how they've attacked paparazzi, that they were just kind of fed up. They basically said hey, back up. I'm trying to get to sometimes I don't know what you've seen, Kaninja, but I've seen it where. They you gotta bone rush them. You gotta get to your car. You gotta go and cover your face and do all that. That's a lot, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of stress. And I just looked up the picture too, and I remember it. And she's literally saying get out of my way, get away from me. And I don't blame her because, like you said, they're all over the place. they don't give you space. They want every single picture, image, angle, pour that you have. And they're like, I'm literally just trying to get something to eat. Like, can you just get off my back? And these paparazzi are like all over. They don't give them any peace of mind. So that's very stressful. You don't have any peace. You don't have any, your bubble. You don't have that either. So, I mean, to be honest with you, if I was Brittany, I'd be hitting her and pinning them with the umbrella too, or just bum rushing them because, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. Like,
it is. But you're like, okay, so you hear this, right? We sympathize, right? We sympathize with the fact that, okay, that happened, you peed off. But what goes from those instances, like those things, to now you have somebody else who is over yourself, your well-being. You have, like, where do you go for where the course is deemed that someone else needs to take care of you, right? So this is something that I wasn't aware of back in 2008. So picture this, 2008, Brittany Spears was married to Kevin Federline, and they were divorced, and they had 2 children. So the incident that ultimately led to what's going on is that she had, like, it was visitation going on, and there was a court-appointed child monitor, and so she had her child. One was 2 and one was 1. So as the court-appointed child monitor put one child in the car, Brittany locked herself in a room with the other kid. And, like, refused to open the door. And so when, obviously they called the police and everything like that. And when they came through the door, they tied her down to a gurney, by sources from People magazine, whatever, that when the police did appear after, like, getting through the door and everything, that she appeared to be under the influence of an unknown substance.
Okay.
Right? And so from there, based on her erratic behavior of, locking herself out, locking herself in with one of her children, and during a visit, you know how it is with visitation. You give it back over, and if you do, and so because it was deemed by the police that she was under some type of influence, they did commit her to what is called 5150 hold, which is she was on a 72-hour lockdown for a mental evaluation, and within that evaluation, again, it's a medical code, 5150 hold, where it states per definition that when any person, as a result of mental disorder, is a danger to others or to himself or herself, or greatly disabled. Okay. And so that's kind of what happened after that. I mean, that kind of sparked what we're seeing today of what that court order has today. Okay. So, because again, it was vegetation rights of that she had, and
so she was deemed a danger because of the substance and because she locked herself in a room with one of her kids.
Yes.
So it wasn't because she shaved her head
that we see, right?
Yes. Because I know a lot of people mention, like, oh, she shaved her head, she's going crazy. And from what I heard from that was that she basically shaved her head to make everyone just stop being on her back, because everyone was all about her blonde hair. And so she was like, I'm just gonna get rid of the blonde hair. It was like a sense of control that she felt she finally had, because everything else was being controlled already. So she just shaved her head because she's like, that's the only thing I can do. And so that makes sense. That the reason why they were like, okay, well, you did something a little, especially with the unknown substance, which is weird though, when they said it's an unknown substance, and they never really kind of came back to that.
Well, they're not gonna do that to Brittany. It's Brittany.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, if you look at Lindsay Lohan and Demi Lovato,
Yeah, like now Demi Lovato, this is what I love about Demi. She'll tell you up front, I took crack cocaine. Like, I love Demi Lovato. Let me tell you, I loved her ever since Camp Rock on Disney. I loved her when she was on the Purple Dinosaur, Barney. She was on Barney.
She was on Barney.
Barney or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Whichever one, but I believe she was on Barney with Selena Gomez. So I love Demi Lovato. Like, I love her voice, I love her range, I love everything. Like, I love all her songs. So and her acting is awesome. So it's like, for me, Demi Lovato keeps it like, there's that documentary right now I'm listening to her, but I'm sorry, I'm going sidetrack. But yes, Demi Lovato was up front. She said it was crack. Okay, I was taking the crack.
The cocaine. That is what happened.
Cocaine. Like, she'll admit to, like, hey, I was taking all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going, she'll say it. But back then, remember, 2008, they're not trying to privy us regular folks about what how the higher class live, okay? Because we over here thinking that's, whatever substance it is bad here. Up there, it's like, why not?
You got the money. Why not?
Why not? Like, what? So yeah, that is interesting that it's never stated. I don't know if she'll ever do a documentary to address that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, because I know that there's just a lot of conspiracies going on with Brittany and everything like that, and I just wonder, like, I just feel like with all the other actors and actresses that went through similar situations, they didn't shake their head, but like, they were under influences and they've done crazy things where they haven't gotten to the point where there is conservatorship. So,
and I feel like, and I know we're saving a lot of this information for part 2. I feel like it's because of her fame and her fortune, right?
Okay.
I feel like, because, like I said, 2008, she had a lot of deals, and she couldn't just, like how some people just go to rehab for however period of time, come back. Not saying there's no work for you, but Brittany was booked and busy.
Right. She's top of her prime.
Right. So you know what I mean? Like, so she's doing there's so much going on. It's like she can't really just stop.
Right.
And again, that the whole incident with her children, again, 2 and 1. If anybody off the street did something like that, and you found they were under the influence, that's like, yeah, we need to figure something out for you. Like, we gotta do something. We can't. But then again, the show keeps, which is unfair to Brittany, but the show still had to keep going.
Right. Right.
And I think that's something where a lot of people say, like, hey, we all make mistakes and stuff like that. And that's the case. I look back at my younger days. I know, Kaninja, you too, where we thought about, like, what? I could have, huh? You know what I mean?
Why did I do that?
But then we can bounce back without having to deal with we deal with our parents, but not so much of outside influence where everyone's like, you post something, they're like, why you did that? No. We don't have to deal with all those extra pressures, especially, it's always a sensitive subject with children. Like, children is like, you did what?
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare you?
So, no.
And she was also going through, like, visitation issues. Like, she was already going to court anyway for more rights for her 2 sons already.
Okay.
They were already going through.
So they already were at a situation where it was, like, kind of rocky, and then
yeah
brought the tables back. So I guess real quick, I mean we're talking about conservatorship. So I guess a real quick definition of what is conservatorship is a court case where a judge appoints a responsible person organization called the conservator to care for another adult called the conservatee, who cannot care for himself or herself or manage his or own finances. So basically, Rissy, if I'm understanding this correctly, what happened in 2008, because she lost, AKA, or in quote, control, then, and that the court appointed conservatorship, basically they appointed someone else that has control over her finances, what she does, how she works, everything along those lines, as if she was like a child again. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's like it's an adult for an adult, so it's not like a guardianship, right? But that's basically what it is, just kind of fluffed up. I mean, that's what it was. Her dad, he was the one who petitioned the court, and at the time it was for emergency temporary. It was supposed to be temporary. Just saying that, you know, she wasn't able to properly care for herself or manage herself through her mental issue, which that was grave. So yes, he was given legal right to oversee and make decisions regarding her finances, her health, business deals, and somewhat of her personal life. That's what he was able to do. Now, I will say this, just looking at different like legal websites and stuff like that, when you are entered into how you pronounce it? I'm tired.
Conservatorship?
Yes, when you enter in that, yes, the person who is over your affairs is legally over your affairs.
Mm-hmm.
But they do act, they generally speaking, because it's an adult for another adult, the person who's handling the affairs does try to consider the other person, right? They generally speaking are kind of like they treat them with some type of dignity, if that's the best way to describe it.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we are. Guardianship is different, right? You Kaninja, you got a 8-year-old. Like if they had it their way, they would eat candy, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Right.
To themselves.
So right. So how much are you considering as a guardianship? How much are you considering it? You know, like if they want candy now. Think about it. If you know that whoever you're being the guardian for, the only vegetable they can eat is broccoli for whatever reason, it is healthy. Why force them to eat butter beans when you know that that's not what they want?
Right. Exactly.
You know, and that's kind of that's the best way I can describe with the adult version of it is like, hey, yeah, you do. Yeah, the court said that, you know, they stated that I'm unable to care for myself. But can you listen to me sometime?
Right.
And if you hear what's going on right now, you can see how I guess on part 2 we can talk about how she feels about it.
Well, I mean, I guess that's as like a segue into that though, like if you were under conservatorship for as long as she has, how would you feel?
And this is the thing, from what the little insert that she is giving the court that we are privy to, she talks about how she feels demeaned. She talks about how she feels gained upon. She feels like she doesn't have any say, and it shouldn't be that way. I mean, of course, no one's ever gonna get their way. We're not saying that, but if you hear, like, you've heard what's been let out in the media. It's like it's heck for her. It's kind of like one of those things where you rub it in someone's face, like, "Hey, I control this."
Right.
You know.
Right. Exactly. And that really that sucks, because it's just like you're an adult. You want to take care of certain things, and you can't because you have to have permission. And again, we're going to get more into the details for the second part, but it's just like you don't have control as an adult, and it's just like, okay, yeah, hey, everyone wants to be a kid again, but you're an adult that doesn't have control over certain things, but you still have the same kind of responsibilities and the same things that you need to do as an adult, but you don't have permission to do certain things that allow you to do those other things. And it makes it very, very hard to function. And so that is my little 2 cents on that one. And again, we'll dive deeper into what Rissy and I think about it even more on the second part. But yeah, that's just tough stuff. I guess with that, though, we will go on a break. We are ending a little bit early, but in the second part, we'll make it up for it. So with that, we'll be back. So, Rissy, how do we get out of conservatorship?
Well, since it takes the courts to place you in that type of conservatorship, it would take the courts to take you out. Now, hey, sometimes first of all, the whole deal is a last resort. Let me just put it out there. That is like extreme when you are completely just no powers, like you that this is the only option for you.
Oh wow. Okay. You know
what I mean, like that's last resort. So that's why depending, of what happens, it may be easy, may be difficult to get out, depending what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not. This is the weird part because I'm looking at in California. There's not like an actual etched in stone. Like, for example, if you take in law classes, like I have, there's certain criterias that meet this. Like, if you were like, how does this person get manslaughter and they need first degree? They need first degree. And,
right.
Okay, well, you gotta look at some of the criteria. Like, what qualifies as manslaughter? Dun dun dun. What qualifies as first degree murder? Dun 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 dun. Right.
Okay.
And so there's nothing that states like the person has to be XYZ to be out of this. The general term is sufficient proof. That's it. So you're like, okay. So I'm thinking, right, that, okay, that's how I can get out of it. So recently it showed that Brittany is not out of it. It was actually, she was denied it, right? And so everybody's like, what the heck? Like, she does shows, she paid people, whatever, whatever. The issue is, what was brought up was that it is stated that Brittany Spears is like one of those like high functioning conservatee.
Okay, it's like a high functioning alcoholic, basically.
Pretty much. Like, she has like there's something where she needs the assistance, but she's able to do a lot of stuff for her own, but not enough that she is but you know what I mean, like not enough to know like what she does, her dad does as over her estate, possibly.
So what constitutes as sufficient proof?
Man, let me tell you, we gotta have part 2 when they talk about this, because she was denied. That was crazy. I thought she was I thought she was fine.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing is like whenever they do come out with this, I'm just wondering what exactly constitutes as sufficient proof though, because if she's, dealing with her job, dealing with her kids, like if she's showing that she's high functioning and that she has the ability to take care of her own life, like what more is her dad doing that she is not able to do? Like, it's the finances. Like, I heard that, like, and you let me know if this is true or not, or if you've heard this too.
We're going to say probably. Go ahead.
Probably. That she had to ask for permission to get her IUD out so she can have more kids. And then she was denied. Like, her father said no, and she couldn't have any more kids, And so, like, I don't understand what more she has to do to prove that. And this is supposed to be temporary, but it's already been, it's 2021. So it's already been 12 years?
Yeah.
No, not 12.
I'll go with the number. Yep.
13 years.
It was more than 10. So that's all I needed. 10. 13. Yep. More than 10.
13 years. Math is hard. So I just, so her dad.
Okay, in her defense, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I already know. Brittany, you don't need to be having no kids. We trying to figure this out. We trying to figure this shit out for you. I'm gonna need you not to be having these kids. I'm sorry. I get it. Okay, I completely understand your body, your rules. Okay, I completely, and I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but Jake, we need to figure some shit out because she was saying how she was trying to have a child with her boyfriend, and you can have a child wherever you want to be, but you're Brittany Spears.
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes I will say that sometimes you as a parent do things that you truly believe is only helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not co-signing of what he said to her to me because parents say that stuff too, right, Kaninja?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm seeing instances of like sometimes my parents say things to me where it's just like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But in their logic, they feel like, oh, I definitely helped her. Like this is what she needed.
She'll thank me in 20 years.
Like they do that.
Yeah.
They do that. And so to me, I feel like yes, it's her body, her rules, but her dad at the same time, like, chick, I'm handling all your BS right now. And you're Brittany Spears. Hold on. Like, but mind you, all adoption is always an option. But it's like, hey, hold on till we get your stuff together. You just found out a couple years ago or just recently that your thing could end. That means you're not doing research. I'm sorry. I know that's a unpopular opinion, but I'm like, come on. Hold on. Like, let's get your Britney Spears.
I know.
At the end of the day.
It totally makes sense in what you're saying. Yes, it is an unpopular opinion.
Brittany.
But you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. It just sucks though because like Britney Spears is so famous and has had all these things going on, and saying, okay, you're Britney Spears, you need to hold on a little bit. Don't do this. Yeah, it may not be the smartest idea to have a kid with your boyfriend. Depending on the situation and what's going on at hand, especially if you're trying to get out of conservatorship, maybe you shouldn't be doing that at the same time. Decision making probably should be a little bit better than that. But come on, like, she got the money.
She does got the money. I guess it's more of like, we're in this whole situation. I'm over your stuff right now because you had a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not here for lollygagging stuff. I'm here because of your like what happened. That's the only reason why I even halfway have a say right now.
Yeah, but then release it if that's the case.
You know what? I do feel as her dad, they never know when to let go. So I feel like even like right now she is doing what she's doing. I guess in their mind they were like, hey, we thought you were good last time.
13 years ago.
12 years ago, and you scared me. But I think that is like the parent a delay. I will say that.
13 years.
At that time where she's talking about the IED or whatever, I think at that time they were like, we just trying to get your stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of getting your stuff together, now it's been over a decade. So yes, that at that point, there definitely should have been a conversation.
Yeah, and I think that was the biggest thing, like you alluded to earlier in our first part, was that there hasn't been conversations with Brittany whatsoever, and like there has been, at least it's what she's saying, is that they're not even consulting with her. They're not even talking to her about the decisions that they are making with her finances or her personal life or anything along those lines. And as an adult to an adult, regardless if you're a parent to a child, that is demeaning, that is patronizing, and that's not helpful for the mental mind either. It's not. And so if you're wanting to wait until she has sufficient proof that she is has the mental capability to take care of herself, then give her the chance to show that by having consulting with her about the decisions you're making and trying to see that back and forth. But they're not doing that at all. And they're just like, yeah, I like this power. It's not what they're actually saying, but this is what's coming off. It's like, I like this power. I like that I have, control over Brittany. and I'm going to keep doing this because this is all I know how to do. And it's just easier this way. So come on now. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So what's next?
It's just, he said, hold on, Brittany, hold on. It shouldn't be that funny, but it's just like hilarious to me. Like he's just like, baby, hold on, let's figure this out real quick. You're like, oh, okay. Like you think you know at some point you are helpful because of your children. You know, you do try to help them, but then, like you said, when you mix in all that demean BS, you like hold oh, this is a power thing.
Right.
This is a power thing. Now you're not doing this out of love, right? Mm-hmm. You're not doing it because you love me and you know you felt like you were the best person because you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that is you I think she said like I wish I could see my family. I said me too, Brittany.
Like, so she can't see her kids even now.
I feel like she can. I don't know anything about what her stuff is because they're older now, aren't they?
I would hope so. It's been 13 years.
And unfortunately, like I said, with us being parents, sometimes you think you're helping them, and at some point, it's kind of like you're being detrimental to them.
Yeah. And this is exactly what's happening. Is they're just getting detrimental. So I guess I thought that the father was no longer the conservator.
So he's co-conservator to Bessemer Trust that's over her estate, I believe. He did step down a little bit in 2019 because of health reasons. But I feel like it was like a temporary stop or something like that.
Okay. So when he stepped down, didn't like one of her managers or something like that take over?
I'm gonna say yes because you said it.
Okay. So possibly a fact. So yeah, because I think now I'm just kind of looking at this about I think the last name is Montgomery, something along those lines. And I heard that it was like sharing that conservatorship, I guess, when Jamie sat down. Jamie as in the father.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I think the whole thing, well, it really doesn't help when she's asking. Now you're making me think. It really doesn't help her case if she's asking to have a baby with her boyfriend when she's already having these issues.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I guess at the end of the day, though, I really would like to find out, as in, what is sufficient proof. Like, I guess, Rissy, what would you say sufficient proof would be to say that you're mentally capable of taking over your own stuff?
Well, I would first. Well, I think how she is, just seeing like how she is functioning. Like, is she active? Like, what I mean by that is, yes, you don't want your whoever to be over your affairs, but are you taking active part? Like, are you coming into board meetings? Are you just being told where to go? Are you kind of part of the vision? Like, if you're doing these shows, are you part of it in any way, coming to any of the meetings? And I feel like if she's not, and it's because of the abuse of her father, there should be some written record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not 100%, but if it was like, hey, I have emails, I have text messages proving how I wanted to be part of the creative process of this, and I wanted to be part of this meeting, but I was told no, and I'm not sure why. And then the court will hopefully be like, I don't know why you can't be part of the meetings if it's about you.
Right.
It's not Brittany Spears and company and Sasha and all that stuff. It's Brittany Spears.
Well, but do they have to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. But like, do they have to consult with a person? Like, they should, but do they have to as a part of a conservatorship?
From my understanding, they're over the affairs, but it is something where there's nothing written on paper, but it's kind of like a practice, like kind of like get your opinion on it.
Yeah, so it's a gray area.
Like, I don't got to, but you know, you still are an adult at the end of the day. You know, like I said, on paper you can, but like how I can feed my child whatever she wants, like whatever I want to feed her.
Yeah.
But if I know that she really likes macaroni and cheese,
right.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing against me if I didn't serve her that, but why not?
Right. Exactly. So I guess
because apparently her. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
So apparently like Brittany Spears' testimony, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I thought it was something that we could all get to. Apparently, that shit was leaked, actually. So it wasn't even supposed to really be out there like that. It was actually leaked online. Her like 23-minute thing. But I think what's going against her right now is that, it sucks being a victim in the American justice system. Let me tell you, okay. But is she's not providing a lot of proof. Like it's like me, it's down to kind of like he said, she said, because Jamie Lynn Spears, I love her too, and she was on Zoe 101. That was my show. She was like, I stand by my sister, and I'm like, you know, why wouldn't I stand by my sister? You know, my parents suck sometimes. Yeah, I'm with my brother, I'm with my sister, but it's not like nothing. It's more standby. It's not really saying like, yeah, my dad could be that way, you know?
So that's why she got denied then, because it wasn't actual proof. It was a he said, she said, and that's not sufficient.
Right. So it's like the judge cannot make a ruling based on her statement until she files a formal petition to terminate the arrangement. So it was more of like, it was like a hearing, but it was like she hasn't done what needs the proof and all that stuff that needs to be done to say, hey, for the court again to look at it and be like, hey, let's end this. She is functioning. She's able to take care of stuff. And we also see, or if they feel that if they feel like it's not sufficient enough, right? Her abuse claims could at least bring to light, like, hey, this is what's going on, and maybe where even if she doesn't quite meet whatever standard the court has, hopefully anyway, we want her to, but if she doesn't with the abuse claims, that hopefully she would be able to get a new person over her affairs.
Okay, that would actually consult with her and actually take her word, if that is what's not happening now.
Right.
Okay. So what is all about the hashtag Free Britney? So now we're talking about Brittany Spears. It's been so long. She's in conservatorship. She's trying to get out. And now in social media and all these media platforms, everyone is saying hashtag Free Britney. Why?
They're just saying, like, let her get out of this agreement that she has with the court. But again, it took extreme measures, again, because the conservatorship, whatever, conservatorship is like a last resort big shebang. You don't get that just because you just don't get it. You know what I mean? You don't just get it just because, like, girl, you just blinked at me. Now you got it. No, it takes a lot for that to be granted. And I feel that. And so a lot of people want her out of it. Because from the statement that was leaked, was saying, you know, the abuse, in the sense of like she feel demeaned, different, you know, everybody can look up what's on there.
Right.
And she wants to be gone. Like, what do you think, Kaninja?
I mean, it's been 13 years. You know, if I can see on both sides. Now that I know that like she didn't really give sufficient proof, even though there is, that's a little rocky. You know, if there really is, if she is taking care of her own businesses and she's doing her own things and all that stuff, then obviously there is going to be sufficient proof, like documentation, that she's handling these situations. But if she's not providing that, then that's a little rocky. And that's, if I was a judge, I wouldn't be able to trust it, because it's like, okay, yeah, it's been 13 years and you started out with this, you losing control. you know, and you want to get out, cool. It sucks that your dad's doing this way, but hey, it never says in black and white that they have to consult you, you know. So really on a judge's side, empathy, yeah, they feel bad, but by the law, they don't have to change it because it's not written down. And so I just really wish Brittany actually gave documentation that she can take care of herself. And if that's the case, then yeah, free Brittany, let her go. But
yeah, and see, it does state that when it comes to that, you know, with conservatorship, that was the word. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're still there.
I am.
Are you? But it does state that leave me alone. I am. That's all I hear. I am. And the burden of proof is on the petitioner, who is asking for it to be gone. And it is stating that there has to be just a preponderance of the evidence, of proof of standard. Like, it has to be clear and convincing evidence. Clear and convincing evidence.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's videos, that's documentation, that's not a testimony. That's not speaking, because that's not evidence. So I'm a little, like, now that I'm hearing more information about it, kind of like both sides of that background, I'm a little rocky as to, am I saying hashtag free Brittany? Yeah, on the concept of everyone should be having a say in what they're doing in their life. So, hey, Jamie, the father, be better. You know, if you're going to stay as the conservator, then be better and have her consult with her, you know, in sense of that. Yeah. Free Brittany. But like, instead of taking her out of the conservatorship, if she was really mentally stable, I feel like she would be able to give this documentation, no problem. She really wanted to.
I mean, to me also, I do feel like her dad, like, he can even, like, when they, you know, when she petitions for it to be terminated, it does help when the person who's over her affairs is like, hey, yeah, I feel like she can handle it. That helps too. That helps actually tremendously.
Yeah.
If they can say, yeah, I feel like she has, but she can handle it.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're seeing.
No, because obviously he doesn't think that she can handle it, or he's just not saying it at this point. But if that's the case, then what, you know, it just goes in a circle that way.
Well, kind of, because again, it's that parent mentality, that overbearing extra mentality, where, you know what I'm saying, where they're like, nah, you messed up, ain't never gonna give that to you again. That's how I am with my little one. When she messed up, no, you don't get this anymore. No.
Yeah, there's no second chance.
There's no second chance. And I'm saying that right now because she's, you know, the age that she is. But once you, Kaninja is getting up there in age, and if she messes up one thing, she's not gonna be able to do it ever again. Per parent, okay, per her parents. No, you messed up. You can't do it. Now, I did see on here where it mentioned, like, I was just looking at the blogs. They were saying that how she's not able to get married. I don't know how that works.
I mean, if she's not able to have kids because the IUD, then I guess it would make sense she's not able to get married.
You know what? Yes, because I did see how like, I'm going through the blogs and stuff. They were like, hey, you know, if you get married while you're under this stuff, your marriage can be deemed like there's a word for it. Invalid. I said, damn.
Yeah.
So that part, that sucks. Unless her dad or whatever, he signed up on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
He's like, yeah. Y'all can get married. That's cool.
But he won't do that. He won't do that at all.
no, he's like, hold on, Brittany, hold on till we get this together. 10 years later, hold on. You already got 2 of them. All right, 2 is an even number. So,
hold on.
It's even. There's no guarantee you're gonna have twins. Okay,
Let's just make it even.
Just make it even. Like, we're already even. What are you talking about? But I did see it. But yes, I do agree with her where, hey, if she wants those freedoms, yes, that is very frustrating. Especially, her parents have probably been married as long as she's been alive. You know what I mean? And she's at an age where she's like, hey, I want to go to another chapter. I'm not saying do-over, because I know she does still love her kids and everything that happened to her. Mm-hmm. But like, hey, I'm wiser now.
Right.
I know better. And I think that what helps is the fact that she knows now that she could petition. At first, like I said, I'm looking at different blogs. It came from the understanding that she didn't know. She thought this was the end all be all until he died or something.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, like that's why I can't tell you the reference. So if you never find that reference, then I didn't say it. Okay, but I did see it while I was scrolling through.
It's a possible fact.
Possible. But it was saying how like she didn't know she could end it. Like she didn't know how it would end. And obviously, I feel like the person, her dad, could have petitioned it too, but it said the burden of proof was on her side.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, she now knows that she can end it. Think about it. How long has she been? Look it up. Let's look this up. How long has she been with her boyfriend? How long has I said her, not Brittany.
So while Rissy is looking that up, Break Room Buddies, definitely let us know if you guys agree with the hashtag Free Brittany, and if that's the case, like as to why you think so, or even if you don't believe that, and if there's anything that we said that might have been misconstrued.
They've been good for 4 years.
Oh wow!
Damn, he must have thought it was permanent too. Like.
Oh, Rissy. She's gone. She's gone, Break Room Buddies.
It's not funny, but it's just... Think about it. I'm with you. I've been with you, right? Mm-hmm. For 4 years. Mm-hmm. If I've been with you for 4 years with all this going on with her, with your dad and all this other stuff, I must have thought this stuff was permanent too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
otherwise he would have said something, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. Right, exactly. He would have said something. Mm-hmm. So that's what kind of leads me to believe where Brittany's telling like kind of like the abuse. I feel for her to be the adult that she is, and she thought that it was permanent. Mm-hmm. For her to have a boyfriend that don't even live in the house, you know what I mean? He grew up, you know what I mean? What do you do for a living? Hold on. He a model and a personal trainer. So it's like he got research and stuff like that. So if he was with her for 4 years and for 4 years,
yeah. No, he definitely thought it was permanent.
He definitely, and I feel like that's just kind of like where I do believe Brittany is. It's like where that controlling thing of her parent, where again you think you're doing right and you're not right. This is on paper.
Exactly.
Like you going to jail. Like.
So with that, Break Room Buddies, it looks like we are almost out of time. So before we end our break, let's finish with our final thoughts. Rissy, you want to go first? I gotta keep us on track.
I don't even like laughing on camera, so it bothers me. I do not like laughing on camera here. I hate my voice.
We love you.
About 30 seconds.
20 seconds.
This is getting 30 seconds. I'm sorry. No, this is part of my 30 seconds because I was about to laugh again and I couldn't hold it. I don't have anything else to add. If you have another celebrity break group buddies that we want to go through their mental illness, I'll be more happy for us to go and analyze this because I am super, super interested in free Brittany. Have her dad petition with her so that she can get out of it. And that's my 30 seconds.
Awesome. So thank you, Rissy, for suggesting this awesome topic. We had a lot of fun talking about this, and definitely I have learned a lot from all the research. And yeah, I mean, hey, everyone deserves to make their own decisions. So definitely free Brittany. Brittany, hopefully you can get out, whether it's petition, just get that documentation. Just get that documentation. It is just all I stress. But again, thank you, Rissy, for doing this awesome topic. And with that, make sure you are to comment on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and or our YouTube channel. Definitely like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel. I believe the subscription is somewhere down there. So definitely make sure you click the button and tell us what you feel about Brittany Spears, whether it's free Brittany, or just any other information that we might have missed or misconstrued. So with that, thank you all for listening in. Bye, Break Room Buddies.
Bye.
See you next time.